Today I'm not going to talk to you about downsizing and decluttering. Today I'm going to talk to you about something that I think is also very important, and that has to do with scams. Because I think there are a lot of people out there who are easily preyed upon, and because they're trusting, because they're good, honest people, and they just can't imagine that someone would set out to hurt them. So first of all, talk to your parents if you need to about their emails, about the text that they get on their phone. I get text all the time from, okay, here's the code for your bank account. If you didn't ask for this, then please, let us know. Well, of course they want me to call them and give them all my information. Don't ever respond to an email or a text about a bank or a credit card. Directly call your bank or your credit card if you are concerned and talk to them and say, I got this email, I got this text, I got this phone call. Is this you? Because you're going to find out that it's not. If you get something like I get emails that says, okay, well, your payment's been declined, or, we have your order now and we're ready to ship this. I didn't order anything. I'm not going to respond to those. I'm not going to open them up and I'm not going to respond to them. People are very crafty with how they will get your information at all times. One of the other things you need to talk to your parents about is don't open the door to people you don't know. I have a lovely neighbor. She's in her late 80s. I came home the other day and she's standing out on her stoop talking to somebody who's got a tablet, a big kind of hulking guy. And she looked at me and I thought, oh no. Because she's come to me before and said, uh-oh, I did something and I think I shouldn't have done it. I talked to this person. I've told her before, stop opening the door if you don't know who they are. So it was someone trying to get her to switch her electric company. And she looked at me and says, I'm so confused. And that's what they do. They do confuse you. Now, some of these people are genuinely trying to help you, but a lot of them are just trying to get your information. I looked at what he was trying to show her. It was not a deal for her. It was not a good thing. And I told him to get lost. But tell your parents, don't open the door if you don't know who they are. He could have been there for any number of reasons. He could have easily overpowered her, pushed her in her apartment, and robbed her, and she wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. So you've got to have these conversations with your parents. Also, there are people who are out there just trying to get their information or find out, do you live alone? Things like that. I had a few years back, my parents, I showed up to visit my mom and dad's in the living room. He says, your mom's out on the computer and she's on the phone talking to somebody. I don't know what that's about. And I went out, and it was very obvious that there was something the matter with her computer, and she was talking to somebody on the phone, and she was being scammed. And I'm like, Mom, hang up the phone. And of course, my mother's a little bit of a difficult person. She's like, oh, no, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, Mom, hang up the phone. She insisted no. So I went out to my dad. I'm like, yeah, she's being scammed. Well, not 5 minutes later, she comes flying through the house, and tells my father, okay, get the keys. We got to run up to town. I'm like, what do you run up to town for? I have to buy gift cards. They need the gift cards. I have to call them with the numbers so they can fix my computer. I'm like, Mom, Microsoft does not want gift cards. They want your credit card number to fix your computer. I said, give me the phone number. And of course, I called them back. And as soon as I said, okay, I'm going to contact the police, they disconnected. And all I had to do was shut her computer off, leave it off for a couple minutes, reboot it, and her computer was fine. So, you really need to explain to your parents or elderly neighbors about these types of things because they just aren't savvy on how hard people are working to try and get their information and their money. Also, you need to be talking to your parents. Are they having any work done on the house? Well, how did they find the contractor? And tell them, if someone comes and knocks on the door and offers to do a free roof inspection or look at their spouting or something, that's usually kind of suspect. And they should never sign any paperwork for anything. If they want to get work done, call a couple of people and get estimates. Or if someone wants to give them an estimate, fine, but I'm going to get other estimates as well. And take the time to check the company out. Also, find out if your parents have any new friends. Now, I have an aunt who lives on her own upstate, and she has some wonderful neighbors who take care of her, who bring her food, who check in on her. And that's great because her only child is not near her. So she needs friends like that. But if your parents are talking about somebody who is suddenly showing up at the house and coming into the house and checking on things, you need to check out who this person is. Because there are people who will befriend older people and rob them blind. So I know this is kind of a heavy video, but I really need you all to talk to your parents, to your neighbors, watch out for each other. And just be careful because there are a lot of very unscrupulous people in this world who will try to take someone's money and you can't get it back. You just can't. So stay warned. I hope if you like my video, you will subscribe to my channel. There's no cost to do that, and you will hit the like button.